To check out the grades of all the prospects in this draft class, be sure to visit the link at the bottom of the screen. The Atlanta Falcons were a playoff team last season and came into the draft wanting to get better along the defensive side of the ball. Isaiah Oliver gives them additional talent in the secondary, and Foye Oluokun out of Yale is an intriguing prospect that can play strong safety or outside linebacker, which will be a great thing for this Falcons defense because he brings that versatility to the table. Ito Smith out of Southern Miss gives them another shifty back to go along with Devonta Freeman and Tevin Coleman. Now, what I liked about the Falcons draft was that they came away with a premier player in Calvin Ridley out of Alabama. Not many teams have a third corner that can match up versus the speedy Ridley, so it'll be fun to see how they consistently move him around to get a favorable matchup. Ridley has a chance to be a much better pro than collegiate simply because of the consistency of quarterback play that he'll get in Atlanta. I also like the Deidre Sinnett selection out of South Florida. Remember, size is not a skill, and the 6', 322-pound defensive tackle can do it all. Take on double teams, be a one-gap penetrator, and defend the run. He'll be a solid rotational piece along the defensive line. Cedric Cooper out of Louisiana Tech is a very good matchup player on the back end. I like what he put out there on film while with the Bulldogs. He has really good closing speed to the ball carrier and receiver, and also above average ball skills as well. Matt Gano out of Division III Wesley is a big mold of clay with the raw skills that made him a very good pro prospect. He played out at left tackle in college, but did show more than enough athleticism to move inside if need be, so he'll be an interesting prospect to watch within this program. Anthony Winbush's game is very underrated. I'm a big fan of his versatility. He was able to be moved around the defense for Ball State, and his pass rushing skills or blitzing skills is what's mostly being slept on. He'll be one of those training camp stars that you'll hear about as the training camp rolls on. And finally, I was on the broadcast for the Tropical Bowl this past January and got a chance to watch Georgia State's McKindy Cherador all week long. He has that off-the-bus look at 6'5", 275 and has good all-around game. His issue has been the nagging injuries throughout his career. He's also in a good situation in Atlanta where he has a chance to stick, and if head coach Dan Quinn can consistently get him to play at his best, he'll be a steal. I gave the Falcons a B- for their draft. Decent draft all around. I felt as though the Isaiah Oliver selection was a bit high, but it definitely put another prospect in a position of need, so we'll see how it plays out. I can't believe they allowed the Falcons to get Calvin Ridley. He'll pay immediate dividends as a rookie.